The telecom industry has a multi-billion-dollar AI problem. Seriously. They've poured a fortune into it, but that huge revolutionary change they were promised? Yeah, it's mostly been a mirage. So what on earth is going wrong? And what does a truly AI-powered telco even look like? That's exactly what we're breaking down today. This quote from Data Forest just absolutely nails the problem. Telcos have this incredibly powerful modern engine, that's the AI, but they keep trying to bolt it onto a chassis that was designed like 100 years ago. So is it any wonder the whole thing just rattles and shakes instead of actually, going faster? So, this really is the big question, isn't it? With all this amazing promise of AI, why are so many of these companies just stuck? They can see the potential right there in front of them, but they're trapped in this huge gap between what's possible and what they can actually pull off. It's got to be incredibly frustrating, and there's actually a name for it. Yeah, they're trapped in a place the industry calls pilot purgatory. And it might sound a little dramatic, but trust me, it's a very real thing. And it's basically where countless brilliant, game-changing ideas go to die. Okay, so here's how it almost always plays out. A smart team, they run a small, successful AI pilot project. The results look fantastic, right? Everyone gets excited. But then, when they try to scale it up, roll it out across the entire company, it just completely falls apart. The project never makes that crucial leap from being a cool experiment to becoming a real, fundamental part of the business. So why do these awesome projects get stuck? Well, it usually boils down to a few core issues. For starters, all the company's data is chopped up and stored in separate silos, so the AI can never get the full picture. Then you've got vendor lock-in, where you're stuck with proprietary systems that kill your flexibility. And if you add a corporate culture that kind of hates big changes, well, you're right back to our original problem. That shiny new engine is stuck on a rusty old chassis. And this is where the problem gets way, way bigger than just technology. See, failing to innovate isn't just a missed opportunity anymore. As some great research from KPMG points out, in our world of geopolitical tension and just constant uncertainty, being inflexible, well, it's a direct threat to your company's survival. Think about it. These old, rigid systems make it basically impossible to react quickly to a sudden supply chain disruption, or new trade policies, or just a crazy volatile market. When your whole operation is that brittle, any little shock from the outside world can cause a catastrophic failure. So the key takeaway here is this isn't just an IT issue anymore. This is a boardroom-level survival of the fittest kind of issue. So what's the way out of this trap? The answer is a pretty radical shift in thinking. You have to become an AI-native telco. And the difference in approach here is just night and day. On the left, you've got the old way. AI is just another tool you bolt onto your old systems. Sure, it gives you a few small localized wins, but it creates this really dangerous false sense of progress. The new way, over on the right, is totally different. AI isn't a tool, it's the company's central nervous system. It's the foundation for everything, driving value across the entire business and building real, actual resilience. This means you don't just upgrade your tech. No, you rebuild the entire organization around AI. It's a complete, top-to-bottom reimagining of how the business operates, from the network itself to customer service, all the way up to corporate strategy. And the business impact here is huge. It touches every single part of the company. First, costs just plummet, thanks to things like networks that can basically fix themselves. Second, revenue grows. I mean, you can predict which customers might be thinking of leaving before they actually do, and you can create personalized offers to keep them happy. And finally, you open up entirely new ways to make money by intelligently using the mountains of data you already have. All right, so the vision is pretty clear. But knowing the what and the why, that's not enough. The real question is how. How does a company actually build this thing? Let's take a look at the blueprint. So the absolute core goal, architecturally, is to create a central AI platform. You can think of it as an intelligence engine for the entire organization. This is the new heart of the AI native company. So instead of having one small central AI team trying to solve everyone's problems, this platform gives the tools and the data directly to the different business units. It totally democratizes innovation. Now, the marketing experts can build their own AI tools, the network engineers can build theirs. This is how you get real scale and a culture of continuous improvement. Now, to make sure this platform you build actually lasts, it has to be built on 4 key principles. First, it has to be open, using open source stuff so you're never trapped by a single vendor. Second, It's got to be modular, which just means you can unplug an old piece of tech and plug in the newest AI breakthrough without having to rebuild the whole thing. And finally, being API-driven and cloud-native. That just means it can seamlessly connect to any system and scale up or down whenever you need it to, giving you ultimate flexibility. And when you get all this right, the payoff goes so far beyond just having a more efficient network. It fundamentally changes your entire relationship with your customers and your position in the market. And that brings us to the ultimate prize. In a market where every company offers basically the same service, the only thing that makes you stand out is the customer experience. An AI-native telco can absolutely dominate here, delivering hyper-personalized offers, completely revolutionizing customer service with intelligent agents, and predicting who might leave with just stunning accuracy. And look, this isn't just a theory. It's already happening. Take a major operator like HKT. They are openly talking about becoming an AI-enabled organization specifically to boost both their own internal productivity and their customer satisfaction. The blueprint is already in play. And hey, remember that whole idea of resilience we talked about? This is what it actually looks like in practice. An AI-native company gets a real-time global view of its operations. It can see a supply chain shock coming down the pike and react before it even hits. All of a sudden, what was a defensive tool becomes a massive competitive advantage. And if you're wondering about the momentum behind all of this, just follow the money. In 2023, private investment in generative AI hit $25.2 billion. That is an almost eightfold jump in a single year. The smart money knows this isn't just some trend, it's the future. So the biggest thing to take away from all this is that the move to become AI native, it's not just another tech upgrade. It's not about cutting a few costs or being a little more efficient. This is a foundational strategy for survival, for growth, and for long-term profitability in what is an increasingly unpredictable world. Which, of course, leaves us with one last thought. The principles we've talked about today, moving from these bolted-on tools to a core intelligence engine, they aren't unique to telecom at all. So if AI can force this kind of revolution in a massive century-old industry, which one do you think is next?